sunburn. It's kind of funny because I was wearing a gym tank top yesterday and got sunburned. But oh man, so many lessons. First lesson that is quite funny is a lot of people, they don't run because it's boring, they say. I say you run because it's boring. It makes it that much more painful when you're running and you're like, when the fuck is this gonna end? You know, so today the park I planned to run was closed, misplanned again, but I always have a plan B, which is a second lesson here. Never over plan for shit, you know. If you really want to do it, you're gonna figure it out. So instead of running in a circuit, basically I'm in the mountains here. I really wanted to do a 30K, and in the blistering heat and being sunburned today, I was like, nah man, I'm not gonna run on up and downs and in mountains and like exposed to the sun, so I need a strategy for that. I'm also realistic, you know, I'm not like suicidal like Goggins probably is. And occurred to me to go to the gym that I normally go near here. I'm gonna fucking treadmill it. And it's like noon, right? The gym closes at 5. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna show up at 2. And that's gonna give me the time to do 10 kilometers per hour. That was the plan. As usual, because I work also on weekends and very productive person, got a bunch of things to do. I got late to the gym, probably 10 or 20 minutes, so started late. And then I started on the treadmill. And yeah, everything goes to plan. I put it at 10 kilometers an hour, right? 10 kilometers an hour. I'm there for 3 hours, 30 kilometers, that was my plan. By the way, I did want to do a full marathon because I'm pyramid training for my 100K. And everything goes well, just that the fucking treadmills, they stop at 30 minutes, you know? So I'm doing the first 30 and I'm like, oh shit, this thing just stopped on me. I was like pushing the buttons angrily. Because I was like on a tight schedule, right? So I do my first 30 minutes, I do the second one, do my first 10K in an hour. The second one, yeah, a bit less smooth, you know. I'm changing treadmill as well just to make it less boring because it's fucking boring. I was listening to the Mac Miller biography, which is very depressing, sort of, you know, to see that someone was. I mean, I love Mac, he's in my heart, but he's like quite this addicted person, and pretty sure he killed himself. You know, he didn't value life much. By his end, he was just like risking stuff, right? Like crashing his G64 because he thought he was invincible, and then mixing a shitload of drugs. You know, and if you fucking know when you're mixing drugs, including fentanyl, that you're gonna overdose, that you're gonna OD. Anyway, so I was listening to that on the treadmill. And something that I notice in me when I run is sometimes my thoughts can spike my cortisol, and my cortisol spiking can give me gut aches, and my gut aches can spike my cortisol, and then I can spiral into this negative cycle that does not ever end, slows down my time, and makes me a bit miserable. But yeah, I'm fighting the ups and downs, right? So I've got sleep music literally on my iWatch. This wasn't planned, but yeah, I have sleep music in there. It got downloaded, whatever, and I realized that this music is actually quite very much helpful for my running self, you know. By the way, I'm sweating bullets. It's really hot in that gym. I'm sunburned and all, and people looking at me because you're not supposed to stand the treadmill more than 30, but so what, you know. It's an expensive gym, so I'm like, fuck you. And yeah, I go through the ups and downs, and I really much realize why the fuck is it that I'm running. There's a very clear reason why I'm running and why I keep imposing this pain on myself, and it's that it's the best wisdom, period. And I won't ever say it enough, you know? And this is why fucking Goggins is enlightened. I don't use that word lightly. And most ultra runners are enlightened. If you want to fetch advice from someone, I would very much go fucking see an ultra runner. Why? Because they've been through the ups and downs millions of times. While you might have gone through ups and downs thousands of times, they've been through it like millions of times. More than the others, right? Because this sport is very painful. A close competitor to that sport in terms of pain is MMA, right? Also one of my favorite sports. Banging and sparring against someone else, feeling their strength, the pain, the shock, the cortisol, the demons. I mean, lots of times in UFC, it's the toughest will that wins, you know? It's like, oh shit, I can't take pain anymore. They're going down, they start protecting their head, you know? And today I watched Brock Lesnar vs. Shane Carwin. Brock's a good example, and that fight's a good example of willpower. Shane Carwin was totally dominating him. 2 times that were on the ground, Shane was pounding on him on the ground. Brock was protecting, and that's why the referee, they need to know, the referees, they need to know when to separate 2 fighters. Because Brock got up, and then he choked Carwin. Anyway, so as I am on these treadmills, I think I'm an hour in, you know. Now an hour 30 in, which means 15 kilometers. And now my plan is, to do the next 10 kilometers after that. So to get to 25 kilometer and then finish the 5 outside. Because the gym's gonna close, right? And all sorts of demons are going through my head, you know. You're not gonna finish that. Look at you. You can't even do a 30K. Well, I really performed well to all standards, you know, no excuses there. But I'm like, look at you, you can't even perform 30K, you have 100K coming. Stuff like that, you know. By the way, this 30K, I pushed it 1 week ago because I don't know, I was fucking lazy or didn't think of a solution. I was like, oh, the park is closed again, and I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it. And I opted for work and productivity. But a bunch of people, they give up on themselves, you know. If you're overweight, I mean, you just gave up on you know, it's quite simple to me. And respect to everyone that is running and doing physical activity till they collapse. Long story short, all these demons, they come up, you know. Then I start rewarding myself and being like, okay, I'm gonna do 1 kilometer and then I'm gonna increase by 0.1 kilometer an hour. Then after that, I'm gonna pyramid it the other way and I'm gonna reduce it. So I'm playing games with my brain because, trust me, like, the treadmill starts at 30 minutes, right? And then it gets really, really boring. It's like 30 minutes. Think of running for 30 minutes. Plus you're in pain, plus you're thirsty as fuck. I had 2 small bottles of water on myself that I'm gonna use for the ultra. I love that equipment. My shoes, I'm struggling a little bit with them. My big toe is hurting, so let me know if you have solutions for that. I'll ask ChatGPT for sure. I ran with these shoes before. I don't think I had these problems. They're the Sense-Ride Solomon. So treadmill training is also different for me. I haven't done it much before. always trained out in the wild. That was a philosophy of mine, which is a good one. It's like when I swim, I'm not fucking training or swimming with a fucking scuba tube or whatever. I'm fucking swimming for real. I'm not even pushing myself against the boundaries of the pool. I'm really seeking to recreate the conditions of that swim. That time is different because, yeah, the sunburn, didn't think of that. And I would love to sort of run in some loop, although I need to run under the blistering sun. And I have some kind of plan for that, which I will devise in the next couple of weeks, trust me on that. But yeah, it's like the struggles, right? And then I knew that these fucking treadmills, the last 5 kilometers, I knew that they would stop. They automatically stop on you, right? So if you don't crunch the 5K, because at one point I got down to take a piss at 10 kilometer, and my plan was, yeah, finish that last 5 kilometer and fill up on water, because there's a water machine down there in the gym. And from there, from there actually start my run outside. And I'm realizing I'm not gonna fucking make the time. I'm running like 9 kilometers an hour, and now the clock is ticking. So I up at 10, I up at 11, I up at 12, and I end up not making the last 5K in under 30 minutes. Yeah, because I was tired at that point. It's like kilometer 22 or 24, should I say? And then the machine stops on me, so I'm like, okay. So then I go on another machine, leaving at least 3 machines full of sweat for them to clean. Sorry for the staff there. And finish up and hit some kind of cool down. I go down to the water machine down there, and the water machine, the fucking janitor, since the gym's about to close, he stops it right when I'm there. Fucking idiot. He has the habit of stopping the song as well before the gym closes. Probably the protocols he's following, so nothing on him. But yeah, I don't have much water, long story short. Then I start running this other cycle, this other loop. It's pretty chill. It's a 1 kilometer loop, 500 meter one way, 500 the other way. It's a beautiful sunset and smells good in the mountain, not like being in a gym, although that gym is pretty open air. And 2 songs are playing, and probably gonna come up with other insights for you. I just wanted to shout out what is fresh right now. But yeah, the main lesson, I guess, is constant gamifying, right? One increase, one downwards. Every time you hit this micro milestone, you really need to separate big goals into micro goals. The main lesson here. Else you go sort of crazy on yourself if you're not like a saint, if you're not enlightened. You know, I'm not fucking enlightened nowadays. I don't have, well, I'm starting to get my shit back together with a steadier meditation practice. It ebbs and flows, you know? And yeah, really the gamification of it. So I would do 1 loop, water. Then I did another loop, water, and I was like 2 kilometers, fuck man, this is hard. So half the kilometer I would start walking when there were no sun, and when there's sun, you run. That's a rule of ultra runners. When there's sun, you run, because sun burns the shit out of you. I parked my VTT nearby. A couple of people are practicing driving this area because there's really no line. It's pretty chill, pretty flat and good. And yeah, 2 songs that I finished my run with. One was Can't Be Touched by Roy Jones. Shout out to my man Roy. Roy Jones Sr., guys, you didn't know, I think it's his dad, but it's a fucking baller, man. He won like 50, 100 world heavyweight titles. Not a tall guy, like 5'9", 5'10". heavy hitter. I need to check some of his compilations, but and yeah, won over probably 50, 75 million in purse. Has a Russian citizenship. Funny shit, you know. Yeah, fucking machine. And last song was by Walk a Flock of Flame, my man, till the death of me, you know. So, and yeah, when you commit to something, guys, it's till the death of you. You know, like a lot of folks, maybe not this channel, you know, because I'm not gonna talk down on people on this channel. Lots of our founders, CEOs, but a lot of people in life, they don't impose nothing on themselves. They don't fucking know about pain, you know. They already think they have enough pain, but the thing is, when you start avoiding pain in your life because you think you have too much, start fearing pain, that's when you start decaying. That's when you start being a little bitch, you know. You need to fight pain with pain. You need to fucking fight pain with pain. That's why you need to impose pain on yourself. Pain as a system, and then you'll get lots of wisdom from that, from conquering that. Last lesson here, guys, you don't fucking negotiate with the person that planned your shit, you know. Last weekend, I quote-unquote skipped my 30K. One, because I'm flexible, I'm a master, like Bruce Lee, I flow like water. I can permit that shit on myself because I'm a serial accomplisher, you know, so I've done this shit before and I'm not OCD and I'm not a bitch. I'm not fearful about skipping one thing and not ever doing it again. I call these parties remises in French. I call these see you later challenges, you know. It's like, oh, not that time, see you later. That doesn't mean to go for easy, okay? I didn't go for easy last weekend, trust me. Never fucking go easy on myself. With all these saunas, all these trainings, all this business, this grinding, this hustling. And shout out to people that think that this is hustle porn and all these fucking haters that haven't accomplished much in their life, you know. You need to hustle. It's a certainty. You will not accomplish anything big if you don't put in the time, the hustle. People that hate on the hustle are losers, most of them, 95% of them. There are some exceptions, but so yeah, guys, impose pain on yourself and do not negotiate, unless you're a master, with the person that plans your greatness. Okay, so today, it would have started being like a bit problematic, a bit worrying if I would have skipped the 30K again. But I didn't. I did the thing graciously, but I went through pain. And that's why I go through these things, is to evaluate what the executioner has been through, so that the planner, the coach, can modify the plan later on, you know, because I'm not an idiot either. I mean, if you run and you hurt yourself, right, and if you run and you haven't learned anything from your past lessons, you're an idiot. The executor takes notes, and then it feeds it to the planner. It doesn't negotiate with the planner. It's not like, hey, I'm gonna do 25 kilometers in the end. No, it's like 30. But it's taking notes. What was hard? Was this gym treadmill thing smart? I don't know. Maybe I should have arrived earlier. Who knows? So yeah, the executioner takes note, feeds it to the planner, the visionary. But in the moment, it doesn't negotiate the plan much. The planner is also present by setting micro goals for the executioner, right? It's still gamifying the executioner. It's still showing the carrot to the mule. The mule is working. The mule is focused, right? I think the longest I can go, or that I've not checked the treadmill quadrant today, was like a minute or a minute and a half, right? Which is a lot of time, by the way. So you try to get lost in your own mind or try to fix a point on the wall. try to breathe, and yeah, the time passes. Also, nothing lasts forever. And you know, what is time? You know, that was the shit that was happening through the executioner's mind, which is not supposed to think, you know, but there's these numbers everywhere on my gym, on the machines, you know. There was this time on my treadmill, there's these kilometers, you know. There's this hour. And what is time? Time is this human invention, you know. Oh, 3 more hours of pain, you know. Oh shit, 100 kilometer. Oh shit, it's gonna be like 16 hours minimum. Well, these are just numbers, right? They're just numbers. And that's this sort of enlightenment that I'm talking about. Not necessarily the sort you'll see in Goggins, but there's this run called the Self-Transcendence Run in New York. Some people have run 3,000 kilometers around the square block, you know? So if you're running around a square block and it's all the same, at least not the treadmill view that I have, but first you're running on concrete, and second in this shitty polluted environment with dog shit and these humans that may get in your way, who fucking knows? You need to transcend yourself, you know? And this is my goal for the 100K Hikuri. I have 2 goals for that one. So yes, I want to transcend. I want to meditate while running. I want to get in this greater realm and have these mystical moments and these insights. And I want to be a better team player. I want to be more patient because I'm doing this run with a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, Phil, ex-business partner, and I might be slow sometimes. I'll need to forgive myself for that, while Phil will wait for me, and vice versa. Phil might be slow. I'll need to forgive him, and we'll need to work as a team, right? So, and why is that? I waged a war against my mind not so long ago. Started waging a war against my body, but realized this was more a mind war than a body war. And yeah, I've been impatient lately. Been impatient with myself, with my wife. My content has been dark, and this is not like a new trend, right? Yeah, this has been slowly going on and ramping up in the last couple of years, and it's not the person I want to be. I want to be a caring, loving person, heart-centered. You might, even when I started this video, I was a bit rough on the edges, you know, so this is my goal for this 100-kilometer run. That's going to happen soon. Self-transcendence and better teamwork. And yeah, teamwork for my wife, teamwork not for my employees. I'm not bullish on the employee concept anymore. It's not going to change. But for business partners that I'm going to have, you know. I'm still going to start startups. 9 on 10 are going to fail. These are going to be with co-founders. So yeah, empathy. I think I started like 5 lately, and 1 has already gone down. My co-founder is like not down anymore, so yeah, these things, they require mad empathy because they're really hard. So yeah, guys, hope you could enjoy these insights and the spike of hair.